Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your dude Heat, and this is a very special video. This is officially Ask Heat #1, where you guys go ahead and email me or DM me or tweet me your questions, and I choose, anywhere between 3 and 5 of them, and I answer them for you. So let's hop into the first one. The first one is from my dude Devin, and Devin asked me, how do I keep from getting picked on for not having several pairs of shoes? People pick on me for wearing True Flights, man. What do I do? Alright, Devin, so this is a question that probably a lot of other people are experiencing, so I'm really happy that you asked it. I've said this in a bunch of other videos, but back in the day, I know exactly how you feel. Like, I didn't have many sneakers at all, like many of you, I was wearing like 1 or 2 pairs the entire school year. And the way I kind of got around that was simply keeping my kicks super clean. So, while by the end of the year they were definitely considered beaters, I had 1 pair for like gym class, and I had another pair that I'd wear casually. So I made sure that I invested in a couple things. Number 1, really simple, you have it around your house: dish soap, warm water, toothbrush. Alright, keep your kicks clean, clean them every other day, or at least every weekend. Make sure they're nice and crispy. That's going to make sure they last a little longer. I had these white Air Force Ones I was wearing like all throughout grade 9. And I bought this white shoe cleaner. So it's like a white shoe polish almost. And it just always kept the shoes nice and white. Today, I mean, you could invest like $4 or $5 and buy a pair of Angelus, or buy a bottle of Angelus white paint, and go ahead and just fix up any scratches or scuffs to make sure your kicks are always looking fresh. I know it's really hard to buy a bunch of sneakers. Some people are fortunate, some people are less fortunate, but that's one way of at least prolonging the life of some of your shoes. The next question I got comes from my dude on Instagram, Big Daddy Ronnie. He asked me, what up, Heat Ledger? I live in Cali. I'm in high school. I really want to play football next year for my junior year, but I want to play quarterback. I'm kind of on the bigger side. I want to talk to the coach, but I don't know what to say. Do you have any advice? Alright, when I was in high school, I played a ton of sports. I wasn't necessarily good at all of them, but the reason why I even played was because, it sounds kind of corny, but I had heart. I always wanted to play. I was the one dude that wasn't that great at ball, but I always gave it like 110%. I came to every practice. I stayed late. I was just that guy. So coaches want to play people that are enthusiastic and energetic about the game. You can be an incredibly talented athlete and not really end up making it, because you can't just ride on your talents all the time. There also needs to be an element of passion. One guy I'm going to mention really quickly is Allen Iverson. He's probably, not going to say my favorite, but top 3 basketball player of all time. I grew up watching this guy. He was the badass. He wouldn't come to practice. He'd show up late for games, and he'd still just kick ass. That is an exception of that is an example of a dude that's an exception to the rule. He just was like incredibly talented. He was an amazing athlete, and he did really well. Most of the people can't really ride on that talent all the way. You might be able to make it, past high school and onto a college team and play, but really, if you want to take sports professionally or you want to do something further, then you really have to be passionate about it. Now, dialing it back to high school, in this case, man, even if you're on the bigger side, what I suggest is you go to your coach, you tell him, hey, look, this is what I want. I know maybe I'm not the right exact fit or what you're looking for, but I want to let you know that this is exactly what I want to do this year, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. So if you could just give me some advice or let me know how I'm going to get there, I'd really appreciate it. And the coach is going to either say, you know what, you can do this, this, and this, and he's going to give you a shot, or he's going to be really blunt with you and not waste your time and say, hey, look, that's a really competitive position, and maybe this year you're going to have to stick to this position, but maybe next year we can move you into a quarterback position. So the number 1 thing I'd suggest here is just speak to your coach, tell him how you feel, put it all out on the table. Alright, my third question here is from Finn Mac Adam. He says, hey yo Heat, I'm a huge fan, watch all your videos. I'm not sure if you already made a video about this, but I'm young and I'm too young for a real job. Do you have any money saving tips for buying sneakers and tips to earn money? How do you afford your kicks? Can you please get back to me? Alright, so to answer the first part, if you're too young and you can't get a real job, like a real minimum wage job, or you're working in a grocery store, or maybe a restaurant, or maybe a fast food chain, if you can't get one of those, I would suggest hitting up or looking into newspaper delivery. I know you can do that as young as like 10 or 11 years old. When I was 11, I was delivering newspapers, and I'm talking like your local newspaper, and your city or your town probably has one. Hit them up. It's not a ton of money. I wasn't making that much, but it was a little extra change at the end of the month. I'm gonna make a full video because off the top of my head I have a few other things, but I want to make a full video that will just go step by step into how you can earn money as, like, you know, a young dude just trying to buy sneakers and buy little things for yourself. So stay tuned to that. Alright, my last question is from Caleb Miller 15. He says, "Heat, what up, man? Gotta start out by saying I love your videos." Okay. I'm a junior in high school. People consider me to be popular. 2 weeks ago I was at a party. It got real. A girl was there. It got really bad. She was walking around the house topless. Wow. I took her into my room, made her get dressed because I wasn't going to let anything happen to her, and we just talked. We exchanged numbers the following morning. She told me thank you for making sure she was safe. Later that night, she asked me what people were saying about her, and my friends were calling her a hoe and shit, and it pissed me off because she's a straight A student and has never drank before, so I stood up for her. I sent her screenshots of my friend calling her a hoe, and they found out. 90% of my friends basically told me I'm the worst person they've ever talked to, and they wish I'd die, all because I stood up for this girl. So now I only talk to about 7 kids, and she's one of them. Alright, so there's a little bit more to that, but I'm just going to stop it there. High school is crazy. This kind of stuff happens a lot. For you guys that are in high school, that you've been in high school, if you're about to get into high school, like, you know, crazy shit goes down in high school. It's always, it's not always in your control. So you just have to be able to roll with the punches when they come at you. In this case, my dude stood up for a girl, and maybe, you know, he didn't do the right thing by showing her screenshots of texts, and his friends found out. In my opinion, I would have just, you know, stayed clear and said, hey, look, you know, maybe this is how some people feel about the situation, but don't worry, it's not a big deal. I don't know, something like that. Maybe smooth it out yourself. Whatever though, he said he showed some screenshots. His friends are upset now because basically it seems like he went behind their back and showed a girl what they were saying. So they're upset with him. Now what I would suggest is just you gotta man up right now. You gotta go to your friends and say, hey, look, check it out. This is the situation. You gotta tell them exactly what you just told me. Say, this is the situation. This is what went down with this girl. I really care about her as a friend, and in that scenario, I was sticking up for her. You know, I felt terrible, and I just thought I'd give her the truth. I shouldn't have maybe shown her the screenshots or shown you exactly what you guys said, but hey, look, I did it, and my friendship with you guys means a ton, and I'd really appreciate if we could just talk about this. So that's how you could start. Put it all out on the table, see how they react. You know, they may not be positive at first. You know, they may still be a little salty about the situation. But at the end of the day, some guys are going to come forward and say, hey, look, I'll talk about it. I'm not saying you're forgiven right away or whatever, or we're going to be best friends again, but let's talk about it. And from that point, you could just take it slow, explain the situation. You know, don't be hostile. Just allow them to speak their mind, and you speak yours, and then you can come to a conclusion at the end. I think this is a situation where you can mend a friendship. It just takes a lot of talking, and typically in high school, people like to just ignore each other and pretend the other person isn't there or like nothing's wrong. At the end of the day, man, it's just better to face things head on and talk them out if there's a big problem. So that's it, guys. I had quickly, I think, 4 questions. If you guys have questions, hit me up again. Instagram, Twitter, or my email at heatledgerkicks on social media, or heatledgerkicks@gmail.com if you have an email. And that's it, man. If you guys enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know down below in the comments. For the next video, I'll probably show like me gaming or something, because it's a bit more entertaining than you guys staring at sneakers all the time. But that's it for now, man. I'm your dude, Heat, signing out. Peace.